Hi there, it's Marie from mariehayden.com. Thank you so much for joining me. This is your unedited, unfiltered, just Marie sitting here on the other side of the camera, coming to you to share all the things that are happening to me so that I can help you have a better, healthier life. So every time I come on here, I think about what I'm going to talk about, and sometimes I zig and sometimes I zag. So I apologize if I throw too much at you, but there's just so much I want to get out and share with you each and every time. So today I want to talk to you about simplifying how you eat, especially if you're somebody who spends a lot of time at home, but you actually don't enjoy cooking. One of the most simplest things you can do is find a selection of foods that you like that contain a really good protein and some good fats. If you want to throw some veggies in there, I highly suggest that they're low carb, and really try and limit, if not obliterate, some of the fruit. If you look back at history, and I'm talking like going back several generations, you'll notice that fruit wasn't something that was available all the time. It came in and it came out. In fact, recently I've been talking to not only my mom, but a couple of my older friends in their 80s, and they've been sharing with me that they never had the fruit that we have today. In fact, when they talk about their apples were this big and certainly not as sweet as we eat today. If they were to get fruit, it would mostly come in the form of berries. Now, I will say that a few of these friends are from Europe and from Canada, and so there are some varying accessibility to what fruits they would have had. In Canada, I mean, I'm from British Columbia originally, and let me tell you, we're definitely not seeing fruit in December, okay? Our weather starts to turn where I lived in the Okanagan in November. I'm a November 16th baby, and by that time, we were getting the first light snowfall at times. So there's no growing of anything, okay? And I was in one of the sweet spots where we actually had 4 seasons and gorgeous, beautiful weather in the summer. I can't say that for the rest of Canada. I've got clients throughout. One of my clients in Alberta, she will often tell me that like they're in a snowstorm and we're sitting in really nice weather in sunshine. So without going too crazy into that conversation, basically what I want to explain to you is that when you really get clean on your food at home, it can allow you to go out and have some indulgence when you go to a restaurant. But you want to make sure that that indulgence doesn't then send you down a slippery slope of overeating or choosing the foods that don't serve you. In one of my previous videos, I talked about the hair mineral or the hair intolerance test. You can go back and check that video, and it will be able to tell you some really good things that you can do to get clear on what foods serve you. The other way, barring going into like low carb and nice proteins and fats, is to do an elimination protocol. Recently, I embarked on this myself where I went to one protein. That one protein was eggs, which was really quite ambitious of me because for 20 plus years, I had been intolerant to eggs. So to go and take something and really put myself into a full challenge was not something I would recommend by any stretch. But I like to use myself as my own and study, and I don't mind being my own science lab rat. So essentially, what you can do is pick one protein and just eat that protein for 10 days and see what happens. Things that can happen is that you could have a change in your bloating, you could have change in diarrhea, constipation, you could have rashes, you could have increased energy, you could have a whole list of symptoms. And for some people, they might not have any symptoms at all. You could watch numbers on the scale, which I encourage you not to look at. You could see those go up and down. What I would say here is that if 10 days doesn't give you the information you want, then press on. This is definitely what I was doing. And I have written down all my different foods and all the interesting things. And now that I'm into month 3, I'm reflecting back onto the things that I did. And I could definitely see that I was fighting some addiction. And we all are addicts. Even Dr. Sarah Myhill, bless her, she's such a lovely, intelligent soul. Love her, love her, love her. She's from the UK if you want to check out any of her videos or her website. What she would say is we are all addicts, and I so believe that, because when a food controls you And I'll take this back to my childhood, which was dairy. When a food controls you, you want it more and more and more. The dairy was my catalyst for all my misdiagnosis. As soon as I took out dairy, I had no more need to go to the doctor. I didn't have to face the doctor telling me there was no more antibiotics. So from the age of 17, I'm now in my 50s, and I have absolutely not used any antibiotics in that time. So tuck that away for you. When you go into these detox things, it's a little bit more challenging. Excuse me. It's a little bit more challenging in that you have to document bit by bit what's happening in your body. And you introduce one food at a time, but small amounts, like a teaspoon. I was still on my detox. And then once you've done that, note your symptoms. Do one food at a time, one per week. Then note your results. I'm going to leave that information with you to explore because, again, you know me now. I can go on for hours and I should not. I'm trying to get my videos to be a lot smaller. And so I'm going to leave all that information with you. I do encourage you to like my videos. If you do like following along with me, go ahead and hit subscribe down below. And thank you so much for joining me. www.mariehayden.com and start your detox.